Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where we...
Hey, every time should we finish the podcast, we should celebrate laugh.
Don't. Let's not make jokes now while I'm doing the intro. All right, that's for later. We do the jokes later. This is the podcast where we, and by we I mean me, App, and my co-host / co-founder Vincent, we dive into the streaming services and we tell you, the listener and the viewer, what is worth it and what is not.
I'll tell you what's worth it straight out the gate.
What?
The Patreon episode is going to be fire today.
We're on another one today.
We're on another one.
It started off...
There was people in this studio. There were heads everywhere. I was looking left. I was looking right.
I thought you were going to get beaten up by a man in a G-Wagon today. That's what I thought.
I did say that his car was a bit pretentious, a bit too close to him.
You were quite close.
But the gate was closed.
The gate was closed. The studio was locked. We were in here doing content.
That's right.
You know, and he may have the G-Wagon, but we have the P-Wagon. And that's the podcast where we wagon. We wagon tails, man. Let's just get into this because I don't want to be here for very long. We are doing 2023's very own 65. This is the most recent movie we've done in a while, I think. Because it came out this year. Now, I'm going to give you some facts, then we'll get into this. It's got the 5.4 out of 10 on the IMDb. It's got the 34% on the Rotten Tomatoes. 2 out of 5 on Common Sense Media.
Common Sense.
Yeah.
What did it have on IMDb?
It had a 5.4 out of 10. And 34% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
This was shot with a budget of $57 million. The final cost of the film was $45 million after tax rebates.
What are they getting tax rebates, are they?
Dude, I'm telling you,
they got government grants.
They give me facts that like, I didn't even know about, and I've got to hear. And it made $60.7 million, and they missed out by $4 million to make something great. You make $65 million on the movie 65, you've won. That's
right. Even if you spend $250 mil on it, 230 with rebates. Albanese, mate. If we need some government benefits.
I don't know if Albanese was involved with this, but we'll get into Albanese later. I'm actually going to be talking about Albanese on the podcast.
On the podcast,
the Patreon. Sorry, where we?
The P-Wagon.
Now, the P-Wagon. Now, let me tell you something about this movie, then we'll get into it. A spaceship crash lands on prehistoric Earth, leaving only 2 survivors. Soon, they must survive against the hostile terrain and vicious creatures.
Soon.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't see that in this movie. That might be in the next one. I was still waiting.
Can I tell you something?
Because Mans was just in the spaceship for the whole time.
You're watching something on smart.com. You went to the wrong website and you found something. But we are here. Let's get into this movie. So let me just preface some things first, and then we'll get into this. And by we I mean me, Alpa, my co-host / co-founder Vincent. We were excited for this movie for a very long time. You know, we like Ben Swolo, our man, something Adam Driver.
Actually saw him on a bus stop ad. He was doing Burberry things.
Is that the one when he's like in the water and he's out the water?
He was just, I don't know if he was in the water or out the water. I couldn't see below the waist.
Yeah.
But I was just driving and I saw him at a bus stop. I thought, oh, that's my guy.
Like today you saw him?
Today driving. Dude. And we've got more stories about today because things have happened today.
Jeez, man.
But that's for the P-Wagon.
That's for the P-Wagon.
The Patreon where we wagon.
That's right. Dude. So can I tell you something about Adam Driver and this movie? We were excited because, you know, you got dinosaurs.
I mean, you put dinosaurs in the movie, I'm there.
He's there, right? And then you got a spaceman. He's a spaceman now.
A spaceman. Who comes, not from the sea.
Not from the sea. He's not a seaman. He's a spaceman. He comes down to Earth and fights dinosaurs 65 million years ago with what we thought was a laser gun. And we're here, right? So you hear those things. For me and Vincent, that's a movie. You've put a movie in front of us and you've said, this is it. And I've said, that is it. And then I come into the first, I'm going to say it right here. I come into the first 65 seconds of this movie and I knew it was up. Dude, I watched this later last night.
You saw like, you know, roadshow pictures. No, that's it. That's it. It's a write-off.
Let's say post roadshow pictures. Post Bron. One of them was called Bron.
Bron?
Yeah, dude. And that's not Lee. That's just Bron. But open up on this movie. Yes, there's some, there's some opening. What's the word? I always forget the word. I always call it foreshadowing, but it's when it explains what's going on.
Narration.
Yeah, there's no narration, but it's like, there's words coming up on the screen and it's telling you what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. And then it cuts to Adam Driver, his wife, who we see once in this movie, and his daughter, who is unwell. And she's just not unwell. Like she's got the sniffles. Like she's unwell. She needs help.
Yeah. She's got space disease.
She's got space sickness. And Adam Driver's there. He's on the beach looking like he could be in that movie with Tom Cruise when he's a samurai. And it's like, hey, are we really just getting the white man to do everything? you know what I mean? That's just racism. That's just what that is.
That's just racism. I mean, at least get a guy with like teeth that's straight.
Tom Cruise?
Because you look at that for the whole movie, you can't. As soon as you see that,
the issue is his teeth are straight. They're just like they put him in wrong.
They put him in wrong.
Like they put him a bit too far to the left.
The Scientologist did his dentures wrong. They said, hey, become a Scientology member, an advocate.
Yeah,
we'll fix your teeth up.
Where do you think all the tax rebates for this movie went? That's Tom Cruise's teeth, bro. And I mean, like, he'll make Mission Impossible and I'll forgive him for all his sins, you know?
You get Henry Cavill when he pumps up his fist before he's about to hit someone. That's a movie.
See, the Mission Impossible Fallout, we saw that trailer. We said, that's a movie. We went into the movie and we said, I can't believe how much this surpassed what a movie is. Like, it went above and beyond what a movie is.
Because the trailer was unbelievable.
Now, this, I didn't actually see the trailer for this. I just was aware that it was a spaceman in themselves.
I saw the front, the poster. We got Ben Swolo. We got him with a laser gun, and there's a dinosaur skull in there, and that sold me.
And he's looking confused, right? Here's the thing: this movie starts off with this relationship between Ben Swolo, Mrs. Swolo, and
Little
Swolo, and that could be a rapper. But we get into this, and they start talking, and I'm like, Ben Swolo, really not? He's not here. He's like, I'm just doing this to get whatever sort of money I need to get, and I'm out of here.
Is that just how he acts, though?
This is what I thought, but then I think back and I'm thinking, this guy is a better actor than this.
No, see, I think he's...
You think he's too subdued?
No. I think he's got a weird acting style where it seems like he's bad at acting, but he has this style that it's interesting somehow, and I don't know why. Because this whole movie, I'm looking at him and going... He just has weird reactions to things. He has weird delivery on some of the lines. Right. But for some reason they work, and I like him as an actor. But that was the same in Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the delivery of his lines were weird. I agree with you in the fact that he will come at you he'll bring his own flair to it. And you'll be thinking, why is he looking with that sort of face in this sort of scenario? But it's because it's Ben Swolo. What I'm talking about is they come together. Right, he's coming in it with his. Let's say he's coming in with his regular Ben Swolo energy, okay. And then you start hearing dialogue about like, hey, you got to tell your daughter you're going away for 2 years. Nah, I can't do it, but I got to do it for her. Yeah, but seriously, imagine if she found out. Like that's the level of this initial dialogue. So then they start blowing. They start whistling into their thumbs.
So you're saying you don't like the content of the dialogue?
At the start, in the middle, at the end, you name it.
But what about when the kid was doing like jubs?
Oh, dude, I hated that even more. And we'll get into that a bit later because I've got qualms about the jubs as well.
The jubs.
But this initial scene, and I know you got to set it up, right? You got to preface this bit about being like he's doing this for his daughter. That's his reason.
I mean, turns out she died a long time ago, so really he could just been.
She died?
Yeah, didn't you? I mean, I don't know how much of this movie you watched.
I watched it all.
You watched it all?
I was sitting there looking at it and I was thinking...
Spoilers.
How am I going to get phone calls,
how are you going to get phone calls?
Yeah, people don't call me any other time.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
As soon as you're unable to take a call or unable to send back a message, that's when everyone... It's almost as if your phone puts out the call, like they put the bat signal out and they say, hey, he's busy. Everyone call him now.
Oh my goodness. Go on. Tell me about this daughter being dead. She's dead?
Yeah, at the end, he tells the Jub, hey, this is my daughter. I was gone and she died, and I wasn't there for her. The timing of this, it's
I was
Because
was this after pre or post that four-legged dinosaur running in and getting like burnt to smithereens?
Jesus Christ, don't get me started.
You know,
You have a movie with dinosaurs, and you don't even put some like stock standard dinosaurs in there. Why? They didn't even look like real. And I don't care if there's some sort of obscure dinosaur. Technically, that is a dinosaur. It lived in the Cretaceous period from 34 to 75 million years ago. I could not care less. Put some Triceratops in there. Put some T-Rexes. Put some Velociraptors. I don't want to see these weird half T-Rexes, and then there's just these. It just looks like a big lizard. I don't want to. You know, a Komodo dragon on TRT in this movie. I want to see just a T-Rex. Just put a T-Rex.
Dude, not to get Joe Rogan on this podcast, but like back in my Twitter days when I was on Twitter, and we'll talk about this in the Patreon after dark, but I seen a Komodo dragon just eat a whole deer.
Just eat a whole nature.
Deer. That's nature, but that's also just like you think that whatever the Komodo dragon's got the juice, man. Whatever was in this movie didn't have the juice. Real Komodo dragons versus this thing. I mean, it's you throw a Komodo dragon back in those days against all those Cretaceous period dudes. You know, they're not on anything, man.
Brother, they were there.
I know they were there. That's why they're still here.
They won.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Well, there were those other weird lizard-looking things. The dinosaurs in this movie sucked.
Let's go back.
How are you not going to put a Triceratops in this? How? Tell me how.
How are you going to put 3 T-Rexes and one that's like a 4-legged crocodilian-looking T-Rex, and all 3 of them get like pieced up in, you know? Let's first of all let's just go through the relationships, then we'll go through the dinosaurs.
Let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Because we've jumped around. Because
I mean,
you tell me there's a movie about dinosaurs and you got like 5 minutes of dinosaurs.
Dude, this is the thing. You're telling me Warriors is a bad movie. Imagine if this was like Warrior style. They're running. It's just a different dinosaur they go into a new hood and it's a different dinosaur.
That'd be fantastic.
There's like a Diplodon is wearing like a vest, saying like this is the Diplodon hood.
You got a Brontosaurus and they got baseball bats.
Dude, you had what are those dudes with the things at the back?
The Spinosaurus, the Dimetrodons.
Yeah, 100%.
Or the Spinosaurus.
Dimetrodons, you know? I know, I got a cousin named Dimitri.
Dimetrodon.
Let's get into the relationship. So the daughter dies. I was honestly
the daughter doesn't know. You don't know that until after. Because it's a weird, because at the start you see that she's sick and they're tripling your salary. Brother, like you're making money now.
He's getting $2 more an hour.
He's getting Brother. All right, so thanks for listening. We have to end it there.
Man, you know, me and Vinny will do things just for each other sometimes. And that's what this podcast is, really.
And it's the podcast where we, not where you, unfortunately. So, apologise.
So see, I was completely just ready for this movie to be over by the end of it. So I didn't hear him talk about how his daughter was dead.
No. So what happens is you see that she's sick. He gets, you know, he's getting shmoney. He goes for a space ride. Everyone dies except for one kid. He's on Earth.
Yeah.
He's surviving. Then you see he's playing different memories or videos or whatever. He's got the holo cards, you know, he's looking through the things, he's putting the flashcards in there. And then he goes through and there's one where she's dancing and there's one where she's happy and then she's mad because he's not there and then she's dead.
And she's singing at one point and playing basketball too.
I don't know.
So was there one where she's just like sitting there like that? just there.
No, it's
flies in her mouth.
It's Swolo's wife who's saying, "Hey, you know, she's gone."
Oh,
and it's, you know, it went peacefully and whatever.
And Swallow's crying. Is that when he starts crying?
I don't know. He's crying through a lot of this movie.
Yeah. And like, look, you're going to cry if you're in space with like mountains at a curve. Then you go to like the Cretaceous period.
Crustaceans.
So
you've seen dinosaurs and you've seen crustaceans. That's it.
You know, you have a movie like Interstellar where there's a similar concept in which there's holograms, there's connections between a man who is going to space for a particular reason and he's leaving his family behind to try to give them a better life. And you see just the snippet of Matthew McConaughey's seeing his daughter grow up before his eyes and not live a life with her father, right? And you I mean, if you ain't crying, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Bro, I was the closest to crying that I've ever been, I'll tell you right now.
Because you don't do that.
But I mean, I didn't have emotional intelligence when I first watched that movie.
Because that was pre-podcast.
Now I'm smart as shit.
I mean, this is all pre-podcast game. Now we know what's up. And then you've got this movie, which is trying to capture the same ideas, but it falls flat because of one reason. Now I'm going to tell you the reason.
Tell me the reason. It's
Nothing.
a four-legged dinosaur.
Nothing is built in this movie.
To be honest, I thought that first scene was good, but then it was just and then we're in space, and there was no bridge.
You can do it when we're in space. You can do 100% when they're
but there was no bridge in that. Because in Interstellar, they have the relationship before. So they've built that. You can go straight to space. I'm not saying you can't go straight to space. Like they did in the 60s.
I mean, they did it, apparently.
Yeah.
Buzz, I've seen some videos, Buzz has been like, we didn't go.
Who lie you?
Yeah.
Or feed?
I mean, both, man. Number 3 will shock you, and number 3 is that they didn't go.
But yeah, there was no, it was just Ben Swolo, he's whistling with his daughter, and then he's in space. And then he's kind of half looking at the videos. And
then he's with a young girl who could be his, next daughter.
It does take you by surprise when, you kind of, and it does, I can understand that you missed it because it was kind of a 5-second clip of, she died peacefully or whatever.
I was zoned
if you blinked,
out.
You would have missed it.
I was 100% zoned out. I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
Now.
Because you were sending me live reactions to you watching 65.
Listen, here's the thing, right? The relationships don't get any better after that. So in there, he's driving some people in cryo sleep somewhere. He's taking them. There's all sorts of people from all sorts of different parts of this Earth-like world that they live on. Because they're not on Earth.
No.
They're originally not on Earth, but they later fall into Earth. And only one of the people in the cryopods survives. And it's this young girl from the upper villages or something. That's where they refer to it.
Which is strange because they're saying it's an exploratory mission. Why you got a family going?
Here's what I want to know about the exploratory, because you got to do like the check-ins and the savings. You got to see what's what with the families there as well. You know what I mean? Here's the thing that I got to tell you. You're talking about, look, this is these people, they're from the upper quadrant. They're doing all this. Hey, this is like space jargon. This is all this sort of stuff. Hey, brother, your ship is 15 kilometers away. Do you get what I'm saying here?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like you could have said like 15 Zargonauts away and I'd be like, all right, at least they're doing something. But they've got all this space business and they're like, yeah, we couldn't think of something to like substitute for kilometers. And I mean, for the American people, they'd be thinking, this is astronomical. I've never heard a word like this. Kilometers?
Kilometers?
Like, people will...
Is that a reference to Kylo?
People will they might not understand that. But I did.
Because this is post-podcast.
This is post-podcast.
You're a smart man.
I'm a smart man, dude. I'll do 15 kilometers. And this is the other thing. I'll do 15 kilometers. Brother, I'll do it this morning and I'll come here and I'll do the podcast. I'll go do another 15. This guy
do it on tired legs.
This guy did like 8 days to get there.
Jeez.
Meteorites are coming down by the time he's gone there.
That's one thing that annoys me about so many movies. It's there's some time pressure.
Yeah.
And we're just there sitting there, man. I can't believe I almost died. And the lady's saying, jub, I can't believe it.
Yeah, dude.
And then they're just sitting there and just meteors and four-legged dinosaurs. And you're going, start running.
Yeah. One of the issues that
that's in so many movies.
Before we get into the dinosaurs, I just want to quickly touch on something. This movie tries to do a lot to make you feel anxious about what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
there's times where they're on the spaceship and then they're on the spaceship to escape. They have to then get off the spaceship. Then they're back on the spaceship. Then they have to get off the spaceship again. And they're like, oh, man, we're almost there. Oh, no, Kylo's gone, man. He's never going to make it. Oh, brother, he made it. That's what this movie is. And it never pushes you to a point of feeling concerned because they're like, you know why? They never push you to that point? Because they're like, we're throwing everything at these people. Every single thing. First, there's dinosaurs. Now there's meteorites. Now there's more of the big dinosaurs. You had one big dinosaur, which was menacing enough, but now you get 3. That doesn't add anything to the movie.
Oh, man, it adds 2.
I mean, it adds 2 specific dinosaurs, but it doesn't add anything to the tension.
Yeah, I found that this movie was very predictable. You could see Ben Swallow, he's there, he's about to get pieced up, or the kid's about to get jubbed, and things are going to happen and it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because we're only 45 minutes in. And that's fine, but I mean, it is a predictable.
Imagine Ben Swallow got chopped in half in the middle of this movie,
Yeah.
and Jub Jub had to survive all on her own.
And then she's just riding dinosaurs, and then she's the queen of the dinosaurs, and that's the movie.
That's the movie.
And that's 65.
And that's when you put up the credits, 65.
Yeah, that's when you
65 million years ago, this person came to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unreal.
And it was actually Genghis Khan.
She became Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he went around, he just conquered all the lands.
I mean, he's related to you and me, apparently. I mean, there's a percentage that, like Genghis, he's within
There were
us.
percentage in everyone, evidently.
Yeah. So let's go into the dinosaurs.
They just didn't. There was just not enough dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs were trash.
So the first dinosaurs that we see this one like water dinosaur like coming in and out of this water that Ben Swallow lands in on arrival to Earth.
This movie could have done more with not the horror element, but a bit more of the thriller.
Bit more tension. There's times when you see a dinosaur in the background, it's creeping up, right? And then it either does nothing, it either goes away, or it does something in a way that it's just like, hold up a second. You could have done more with that. I know that you're here. How are you trying to jump scare me?
I don't know how they didn't have someone. There's dead bodies around because the cryo sleep didn't work. Ben Swallow's out there. He falls in the water. Surely you can see the fins. Just attack him.
Yeah.
Come on.
Early. That's how his mask gets off. He thinks he's going to die.
That's right.
You don't know
Instead,
he's
it's
on
just,
Earth.
oh,
Well, actually,
okay.
you do know he's on Earth.
Breathable atmosphere now.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is, we watched Midsummer last week, and Vincent didn't like that movie.
I didn't like this movie.
Like, this movie did as much to me as what Midsummer did to you.
Well, I don't. Yeah, okay. See, I actually didn't mind this movie as a whole.
You lied to people because there's not even a laser gun.
Nah, that
That shoots out sparks or something.
Yeah.
And he blows off one dinosaur. There's 3 T-Rexes, right? One with 4 legs. The other have 2 legs. But he blows off the head of 3 T-Rexes with ease. And then the 3rd T-Rex like taking hits like it's no man's business. How are the dinosaurs different now? Why does this dinosaur have specific headgear on?
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
That's what the dinosaur did? He just started eating bullets instead?
He's like that Key and Peele skit where man's just getting pieced up and he's just, every time he gets smacked. Because he's gaining strength.
This is not like front hand, backhand or whatever it is.
No, there was, I don't know, some other one where they're fighting.
Right.
It's Key and Peele skit, it's all cyclical.
Yeah, it is also.
Because I'll play Zelda after that. To be honest, I liked seeing Ben Swallow with the kid because he had a weird way of interacting with the kid, and that was amusing to me.
Right, like when he had a mosquito and he like squashed the mosquito and then he's chasing the kid around with like the sticky parts of the mosquito.
He just seems like the most awkward kind of parental figure.
Yeah.
Which is, that's fine. Because if I'm ever a parent, like, I'll be the most awkward type of parental figure as well. But I'm saying that was enjoyable for me to watch.
Did you enjoy when he fell out of a tree like an idiot? Either broke his collarbone, which like if he's trying to put that back in place, or just dislocated his shoulder. And then the tension is there's like 16 Komodo dragons coming up to him and he's trying to just put his shoulder into place. And at the last second, guess what happens, Vincent? He puts it into place, by Komodo. Oh, damn. Oh, if his head just like his head's in the Komodo dragon's mouth and you're thinking, oh, he's going to get out of this, don't worry. And then boom, just snapped on his head, ate him like that deer got eaten.
It sucks that the dinosaurs weren't memorable. And even in things like Jurassic World, and you have Jurassic World, whatever the world domination one was.
Dominion.
Yeah, whatever. There was the dinosaur, there is a dinosaur which is almost the titular dinosaur. That's the one, titular, because they didn't call it dinosaur. But
shout out to Dinosaur, like that was a good movie back in the day.
I haven't seen that movie.
I think that was a good movie. Let's see, go on.
But they just all felt like generic enemy number 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
There's 16 Komodo dragons coming at you. All right,
that's why they had to make a 4-legged T-Rex.
No, see,
they're like, we didn't have nothing else.
They don't have nothing else.
We didn't have nothing else.
They just got the Komodo dragon. They said, enhance, enhance, enhance.
I mean, there was just nothing fun about this movie. This is a movie where you've got a spaceman, a man from space with a person called Jub Jub, right? She's saying Jub Jub most of the time. And nothing fun is happening. Nathan.
But then what about when she doesn't speak the language, but then all of a sudden at the end she understands him?
She's saying water and parents and family and all that.
Which, no, that's fine. But there was a I can't remember where it was, but at the end, he was saying something to her and she responded as if she understood completely.
Well, he never said run to her, and apparently she knew what that meant at one point. And I mean, you yell at someone with some urgency, they're gonna probably start running.
They're probably going to start running, either to you or away from you.
Yeah, that's right.
So you got a 50-50 chance.
And I love that, 90% of this movie was them running away from things, and then the girl being like, I'm scared of things now. And then Kylo Ren being like, your family's there, so we'll go get them.
Oh,
and
here, let me show you how to whistle. Oh, you can do it better? Oh, well.
Oh, well, look, this is the progression. This is the
progression.
progressive nature of life. And then, maybe Ben Swallow dies at the end, maybe he doesn't. Does he die at the end?
Nah, they just get picked up by, they shoot off to space. Hey, the Earth is getting hit by meteors. We're getting picked up.
Yeah.
The Uber will be here in 15 minutes.
Please don't vomit in the Uber because I literally only have enough to get us home. I can't do the cleaning fee.
I can't do the cleaning fee. Yeah, it was a weird movie. I reckon I'll give it a 4 or 5 out of 10.
Dude, if you're giving it a 4 or 5,
because
dude,
when I was watching
it,
2.
You ever heard me give a movie a 2 on this podcast?
Yeah, Midsummer.
Dude, I gave that an 8 point something.
Yeah,
this is a straight up 2.
Yeah, see, I enjoyed this while I was watching it, just because I don't know. I enjoyed watching Ben Swallow and Jub Jub next to each other. But I was disappointed there was no dinosaurs. It was a fine movie. I'll never watch it again, and I'll be happy to never watch it again.
I would, I would sit down with Ben Swallow and just ask him, how the hell have you done this? Like, what made you think that this was the right idea? I'd sit with him for the hour and 33 minutes that this movie was.
You just sit next to him and you just look at him.
Do you know how long this hour and 33 minutes went? It went for hour and 33 minutes, obviously, but it felt longer. And that's just life, man.
And that's cyclical.
Can I tell you, this is the movie that we've got to do with Ben Swallow next time.
Which one?
That was 65.
That didn't work.
This has been the back catalog.
Talk soon.